Black women. You know, I have been following the story of R. Kelly and his sick obsession with young girls. And I have to tell you right now, the more I hear, the more information that comes out, the more disgusted I am. And the more confused I am as to why this man is not under the prison. I am absolutely saddened by the fact that his victims, because they're black women, are not being believed. You know, I don't listen to the man's music, and I don't care how talented he is. I don't care how many hit songs the man has made. I don't care how many Grammys he's won. The man is sick. He fucks little children. He sticks his dick in young girls. He pees on their face and videotapes it. This is a man that should have been locked up a long, long, long time ago. I didn't bother watching Surviving R. Kelly because I just don't have the stomach to look at shit like that. I have always been bothered by child abuse, but I'm even more bothered by child abuse that is inflicted on young black females, you know, children, teenagers. And I'm absolutely floored that so many black men are not holding R. Kelly accountable. This is a man that has used his money and power and fame and fortune and influence to enslave little girls, little black girls, teenage girls, and, you know, for his own personal sexual satisfaction. This is disgusting. Why is this man not in jail? Why is he allowed to smoke his cigars and make his music and sit back and laugh at us? Why is the authorities not knocking on this man's door and dragging him out like the filthy cockroach that he is, and putting him in handcuffs and putting him in jail where he belongs? You know, I tell you, if you remember black women, I told you a few days ago that, you know, I do volunteer work from time to time at a shelter just for women. And I told you guys that I talk to these women that have shared their stories with me, that from childhood, they have been raped, sexually abused, assaulted, neglected, beaten by black men. And it seems that in this country, because and only because, and for no other reason, because we're black women, that we're not seen as victims. Why? Because we're black women? Because we're African American women? Does that mean that we're not to be believed? If somebody sexually abuses us as children, if somebody rapes us as adults, because we're black women, we don't matter, we don't count? But wait a minute. You have hundreds and thousands of black girls all over this country that have been raped over and over and over and over again as children, as preteens, as teens, and as young women. Heck, you even have old black women that have been raped in senior citizen homes. There's been reports of older elderly black women in nursing homes that have been sexually assaulted. But because we're black women, we're not to be believed? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. And, I look at this whole R. Kelly thing and I'm thinking, he would never be able to get away with this if his victims were not black. He would have been in jail a long time ago. But, when we think of black on black crime, we think of black people shooting and killing other black people. But black on black crime can also include grown black men raping, sexually abusing young black girls, teenagers, young women, and older women. It's unbelievable to me. This man needs to be boycotted. He should not be allowed to make money and use that money and power to fulfill his sick, twisted sexual fantasy of sticking his dick in young girls. This is disgusting. This is filthy. Let me tell you something. These black Hebrew Israelites, they support this shit. Their whole thing is, well, once a female passes, the flower for age, once she has her menstrual cycle, then she's a woman and it's open season. What kind of sense does that make? So, if I win the lottery tomorrow, if I win, $300 million, suddenly I'm sophisticated and well-bred? What? That's crazy. These are children. They didn't know what they were doing. I don't care if they were 14, 12, 13, 16, 8. Their intellect is no match against somebody that's older, more experienced, and more manipulative. And black men support this shit. They don't, I cannot tell you how many videos I've seen, how many articles I've read, where black men just say, I don't believe these black women. Well, why? Why don't you believe them? Oh, well, it's because they're black women and for no other reason. And then, there are people saying, well, these women, they go to his concerts and they went back. Let me tell you something. A man that has the power to manipulate your mind can make you do anything. And you won't even know why you're doing it. Look at Charles Manson. He didn't go out and kill the heir to the Hershey family or Sharon Tate. He had enough power of manipulation to get other people to do his dirty work. Women. They committed the crime. You see, R. Kelly knows how to manipulate young girls, but they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Now, yes, we should blame the parents, but then, you have a lot of children that are sexually molested and their parents have no idea. When somebody comes at you with, in a way that you want to trust them, you're not thinking that they're going to hurt your children. Why is this man not in jail? Black women, answer that question. Why is R. Kelly not in jail? He needs to be boycotted. This man has hurt other human beings. He has sexually violated other human beings. Black women, when your body is violated, you can't get that back. These young girls, they can't get that back. They can't get back that innocence ever. These young children, these, teenage girls, they were used and abused and manipulated and brainwashed. And I feel bad for them. And I believe them. I believe them. I'm going to go on record and say I believe them. Not because they're black women, but I believe them because they had the courage to come out and speak about this. Look how many black women, or women overall, who have been raped as children, molested, raped, sexually abused, and they hold it in and they never tell anybody. And a lot of those women are the women that I end up, talking to at these homeless shelters. They talk to me because I listen. And the stories that I've heard, I can't even tell you all the shit. Oh, God. Black women, let me just say something right now. Watch your daughters. Watch your daughters very closely. Watch them. Be very suspicious of any grown black man that always wants to, come over your home and hang around you and asking about, where's your daughter? How's your daughter? Is your daughter okay? I haven't seen her in a while. If a man keeps asking you about your young daughter, you might want to say, well, why do you care? Why are you asking about my daughter? Put that motherfucker on Front Street. Call him on it. Don't trust your daughters